She plans to need no introduction one day. Please put your hands together for Danielle Soloff. Woo!
Hey guys, keep it going for Matt Kazan. A little tangled. Yeah, Matt may have been our instructor, but I was the one with the power in the class. So yeah, my name's Danielle, and not too long ago I finished college, so I've been struggling to find a job that I enjoy because I studied international affairs and anthropology, and then I went on to do a master's in sociocultural linguistics, which, you know, made me feel like I really understand the world and I'm just on top of the world. And then I looked at a job description and realized I have no skills. For a while though, I did some teaching. I thought, you know, let me work with some kids who could really use some good guidance. I worked at a high school called an alternative high school, which was a school where kids who can't go to regular high school go. And they had a counselor come from a college and speak to the students about going to college. And there was this girl sitting in the back, making out with her boyfriend, and she was like, Miss, what did you study in college? And I was like, well, I did sociocultural linguistics. I did a master's in it. She goes, what the hell do you do with that? And I just said, I don't know. So then I said, hey, remember that talk we had yesterday about safe sex? Condoms don't feel good. So I can't go back to that school, so I'm looking for a job. And I figure, okay, where do you look for a job? So I open up the newspaper, turn to the classified ads, and I find the adult employment section. I'm like, oh, that's me, because I'm an adult and I'm seeking employment. So I find this ad. It says, seeking attractive female, $250 to $500 an hour. I'm like, I could do that. So I call up my mom, like, hey Mom, I found this job and I have an interview for tomorrow for, you know, it's $250 to $500 an hour. And she's like, you see, I'm sure your master's degree got you that interview. And I was like, no, it's my pussy that got me the interview. But what I really enjoy is, you know, I then turn the page and I find the regular employment section, and this is hilarious. I found this ad that said salary mid-50s, businessman seeking executive and personal companion. Please send resume and letter of interest to trailblazer@cox.net. Yeah. Well, I have gone on some interviews, and I got really concerned during these interviews. I go and, you know, when I go, I think, all right, I'm going to look at the people here, and can I see myself working with these people? Can I see myself in this industry for the length of time they've been there? And the last interview I went to, you know, I'm looking at this woman who's interviewing me, and I say, look, I have to ask you, can we stop talking about ending poverty for a moment? Because you're kind of wrinkly, and I'm just concerned that if I work in this industry, I'm not going to be able to afford a facelift when I hit your age. So perhaps I'm not going to hear back from those people. I don't know. But I think, though, when I was in college, I didn't have the right mindset, because I was thinking about how can I contribute to the world. And I think now that I'm out of college, I should have been thinking, how should the world contribute to me? Don't think I had the right approach there. But I can distinctly remember that when I first decided to take on anthropology as a major, I was out to dinner with my parents, and I told them, you know, and I have an older brother, by the way, who's a musician. He plays guitar in a rock band. And he's been struggling all his life to make any kind of money being a musician. So I remember saying, hey Mom and Dad, I'm going to study anthropology. And they just turned to each other and they said, who do you think's going to have a harder time finding a job, Steven or Danielle? And I'm like, fuck, were my parents right all along? You know, my brother is in a Journey cover band. And he makes more money than I do. And he has an easier time finding a job than I do. So thank you guys all for coming out tonight.